I've not heard anything I've got to say yet, but get that thing out of the way, you won't see me past that. How we doing, everybody? My name is Eythain. I just want to start with some boring stuff, or some kind-hearted stuff. I'm doing this to raise money for the National Deaf Children's Society. It's not lost on me that I've chosen probably the only art form that is totally exclusive of deaf people to do it. So a side window into maybe what you're about to see from me here. But I am an amateur, so I hope it's okay if I read from some paper. Make some noise if you're a racist. That wasn't meant to go so well, there's nothing on there. My childhood dream was to be a jockey. That didn't work out, but as a teenager I was learning to ride. I was working my balance and I was working on my racecraft, and I actually got to a point where I felt like my dream might come true. People were calling me the next big thing. But through COVID, while we're all stuck at home, I came up with a new dream and I wanted to move here. Well, not here, London was my first choice actually. But it took just one experience on the London tube for my idea of London to be totally ruined. I couldn't deal with all of the crowds. I'm from small town New Zealand, and being pushed into those carriages and all those people in my personal space was too much for me, really. I will say though, there wouldn't be any place else in the world where you could rub up against a 10 out of 10 for just £2.50. Now I landed in Newcastle by mistake, but I love it here. It wasn't easy at first though. When I moved here I thought it would be easy. I just wanted a place that had, I guess it was very similar to New Zealand, something that had a lot of attractions, some place that had more opportunity, but early on I felt like it was just the same but with more pedos on TV. But my life here is good. My girlfriend is here supporting me. She's a lovely Geordie lass. It's the loudest she's ever been. And I want to stay. I've created a business and I'm really keen to stay long term. And it means for me that I have to start going through the visa process. And your government has started to recently be a little bit tougher on visas and immigration. Thanks for agreeing, whoever that was. It sounded English though, so you don't know what I'm talking about. I think what is clear to me now is that it's much easier to get a long-term visa here if you don't want to pay tax. Okay, so before, if you said yes to being racist and you didn't laugh at that, I'm slightly confused. That one was for you guys. But my business is as an MC. I do weddings and events, some of the team. There we go, that's just support, that's not a laugh. Thank you. But my job is to create hype and excitement and suspense in some of these moments. And it's a job that I really enjoy, but I find myself recently more and more obsessed with growth and trying to find what is my Everest, how far can I go, how far can I push this? And I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that the peak of where my skill set could go in this country is that I want to host a quiz show on TV. Not just any quiz show, there are some I don't want. I certainly don't want to host The Tipping Point. Does anyone know what The Tipping Point is? Yeah, so it's that high budget version of that penny pushing carny game. And I feel sorry for Ben, who comes to work every day and he's got to film that show. I think the questions are really easy, but I can deal with that. When he gets to the end, and he's finally got to his final contestant, after what must have felt like an eternity for him, he asks them what drop zone they want, that great big gold token with the star on it. It's worth £10,000, and they choose, for the sake of the story, I'm going to choose drop zone 4. And then Ben's job, remember, as an MC, he's got to create excitement, he's got to create hype, suspense. He has to ask this person who now has 15 tokens, excuse me, sir, where do you want to put that next token? And we as watchers, we watch this thing as though there's fake suspense as to where these next 15 tokens are going to go. He gets the same answer every single time. And I want that job, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go where the king is. I want to displace the king of quiz show TV. I want to go where the rules don't apply. And so for me, it's quite clear the number one is Bradley Walsh. I want to host the chase. Yeah. This is a man, this is a trivia show based on questions and answers, and his most famous clip of his time on the show is him absolutely losing his mind at that German downhill skier's name, poor old Fanny Schmeller. I can make my peace with that if that's where he breaks the rules, but 2025, we're progressive. You've heard some of it from some of my amateur comic colleagues today. He's got one black employee in 2025. I can deal with that as well, but he's then gone out and called that one man the Dark Destroyer, and that is probably where I draw the line. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all from me. I've been Eythain. Thank you so much.